So we got that dreaded F045 code on here. So you got these little clips here. I would suggest taking the door off, and when you lift it up, it'll actually unhinge at the bottom there. You can easily take the door off, put it back in, and of course close those before you actually close it. Okay, let's get started. Built a little platform so it's easier to slide that out onto it and then slide this back so that you can work on the taking off the top and back of the oven in the back. A couple of screws right at the top there, and there. And once you take the door off, like I explained before, there's a couple of screws right there to take that little canopy cover off. What I like to use and love is this Wera Tool Check Plus. Hilti's my go-to. Got my Hilti flashlight, adjustable. Pretty slick flashlight. So there's several screws. You could take these 4 off first. This has a couple of little clips that go underneath the main body of the top. Take those screws off. This just lifts up until it comes off. This top, there's a couple of little clips in there. So you gotta lift this guy up, flip it over. And then you got the back here with the screws here. Just one little tip is to be careful when you're putting these screws back in, because this is like foil. It's such cheap, thin metal that very easily to strip. So I'm working on this guy here. That's the tachometer with the magnet here. Took that all off. There's also a fan down in there for a convection fan, and this just comes off as well. Okay, and I got my helper here. So, F045 code issue. Looked it up online, not too much out there, just a couple of videos. Some people tend to think it's the cooling fan on the top here. This is the convection fan, which seems to be turning quite freely. So I don't think it's that. Other people talk about these circuit boards. Crazy how much crap there is in there. Not sure if it's that yet, but I took this out. Took this out, disconnected these wires, and just turned some clips in there, like so. This is a tachometer. This is a magnet, negative and positive poles, that indicates the speed that this fan is turning, and this seems to be one of the issues. So I took these 2 screws out to get that sensor off so I could clean the wheel properly, clean the fan. I'm going to reconnect it now and plug her back in and see what happens. To take it apart, there's a little clip here. You push down and pull that out. Easy peasy. This one here just pulls off. There's no clip that holds it in place. So, F045 code. one of the issues is this wheel, this magnet being dirty. And here's the sensor. So I took the sensor off, cleaned that sensor right there, cleaned the entire wheel right around. I also took the time to clean the fan, got rid of all the grease. Gonna put it back together and see if that solves the F045 code. Big thumbs up. I also took the time to use my mag light on my iPhone just to see if I could see anything that was cooked. I took some isopropyl alcohol and cleaned everything with a Q-tip just to make sure there was no grease that was bridging between some of these resistors, transistors, whatever the hell they are. Everything seems fine. I also checked this board, but it looks like it's hermetically sealed on the back side anyway. So I did clean it anyway. Anyways, gonna put it all back together and see if the code is gone. Seems to be working. We'll try it for some kind of a meal and see if it performs for the entirety of the cooking session. We'll let you know. On this particular unit, there is Phillips, but only for the top two screws up in the top corner there. The rest are what they look like Phillips on the screw head, but it's a number 1 or 6 Robertson square tip. The Phillips don't work very well on the other screws.